We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 81, year 3. Today we're going to talk about the NCAA tournament. We're going to talk about my poker ventures here in Austin, Texas. We're going to talk about everything. Whatever you want to talk about. We're going to take live calls. The Mouthpiece is next. What up? How's it all doing? Hope you're all having a good weekend. One more tournament game left, St. Peter's, North Carolina. Boy, I hope St. Peter's wins. Be good for sports, good for college basketball, but I don't know how that's going to happen. But we'll see. Anyways, tournament's been great to watch, but when it's all said and done, all those upsets, all those bracket busters, we have a 1, 2 2s, and probably a 4. So, all the crazy upsets and stuff, three of the 4 are a 1 or a 2. So, the cream rises to the top. The tournament's been fun to watch. Poker has been pretty good. I can't complain. My rush is still going. I jumped in a really good game late last night. I shouldn't have. I punted off a buy-in and I just quit. So I was kind of a little bit down on myself for that. Other than that, things have been going really well for that. I have recently joined me and my team, me and my boys Todd and Jason, and we have put ourselves to be involved with a new club in Austin, Texas, called 52 Social. It's approximately 2.5 miles from what I hear from the lodge in Austin, Texas. So it's pretty close to where the lodge is, Doug Polk's room, and it's we're not. I just got basically involved with it about 7 days ago. The room looks nice. I haven't been down there yet. I've got all kinds of pictures. It's got, I think we're not there we're there to compete and build the Austin market along with the lodge and whoever else opens, because the more poker rooms, the better, So I'm looking forward to this venture. I will be doing Meetup Games on April 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And we will be having a live small buy-in $200 tournament in which I will be a bounty, I think on the 11th. I think that's the tournament. So we're running a grand opening small tournament. We're a room that it's about 25 tables. Very beautiful room. Absolutely gorgeous. The owners put a lot of time and money into it. And I'm really looking forward to this. Hang on one second. And, my two of my good friends that when we were originally in talks and had signed a deal in the Dallas Poker House, it was me and my team of Todd, my good friend Todd Blake, and Jason, and his friend Jason, and we were going to run that place, and I mean, I told you guys, I think on the last podcast, what had happened. Pretty disappointing what happened there. But I always say everything happens for a reason. And the guy who runs, that owns 52 Social is a good friend of all three of us. I've known a guy named June. He's I've known him for 25 years, and he gave Todd a call. He wanted Todd to run the room, and basically Todd told him that all three of us were a package. And so with that, we decided go ahead and work on this and do this deal. As far as my role and my position in the company, it will be completely defined here probably within the next 2 weeks. So as far as moving down to Austin, I do plan on doing this and working with the club, but it probably will not be till after the World Series of Poker because, I need to be there somewhat, at least 3-4 days a week. And so I will, let everybody know what my intentions are there. We, as far as the club goes, anybody that's listening or around the Austin area, I mean, this is a beautiful club they put together. It's got a full bar. It's got a full restaurant. And it's got 25 tables. It's a big difference. Again, I don't want to knock anybody or try and hurt anybody or whatever, but being able to have a full bar and restaurant should be a big difference between us and the lodge down the street. So that's a big plus. I know that my team knows what they're doing. They know how to run a room. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably be doing Meetup Games once a month for the first couple months, and then I'll probably be there on a regular basis. And again, as far as my total involvement, I will definitely let everybody know here probably in about 2 weeks. But this is a good situation for me. It's a good situation for poker. I think building up the Austin market is really important in Texas. And, you don't have to deal with so much of the shenanigans that going on in Houston or Dallas. So I'm really looking forward to working with the owners of 52 Social and my team, Todd and Jason. So we're definitely looking forward to this. Let's see what else is going on. So this is pretty much the big news I have to talk about is going to be down in Austin, Texas, running. Me and my guys will be running a 52 Social in Austin, Texas. So I will give you guys, like I said, more info on my involvement here probably in 2 weeks. I want to, I'm just finishing up what's going on with them. But my two very close friends are already down there. They are in charge of the room. They are doing everything. Todd and Jason Sackler are professionals. They've been doing this for years. So I know the room is going to be a home run. I'm really looking forward to this. I've been saying for a while I've wanted to leave Las Vegas. When the opportunity in Dallas came up, I thought it was the right thing to go do. And, unfortunately for them, it's going to be it's going to be their loss and 52 Social's gain. So, I'm looking forward to that. anyways, let's see what else is going on in my life. I think I'm still on the poker heater of a lifetime. Thanks, Al. I appreciate it. No, I'm not selling any of my bracelets, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Poker is really, really going well. You know, everybody asks me, well, why don't I play the Poker Go Studio US Open Poker Go Cup? Well. Let me ask y'all something. If you were playing in a live game and you won every day, or almost every day, why would you leave? Why would you go and play 10 and 15 and 25 and 50K buy-in tournaments against the best players in the world to see if your dick is as big as them? Because I got no interest in doing that. Never did, never will. I just have. It's just poker's about playing people you're better than. It's not about playing the best in the world. I mean, if you got lots of money and you want to go down there and say, "Ooh, how good you are" to everybody. I mean, go look at the last 5 years, the history of this high stake or these high rollers. I mean, everybody takes their turn going on a rush. You know, just what they do. You know, they all take turns going on a rush. And even if people like Jason Kuhn or Peters or let's see, there's or Ali Ismark, even if they're better than me, or they're not that much better. Nobody's that much better once you reach the high level. And so whoever catches cards is going to win. I mean, it's just the way poker works. There's no other way to talk about it. So, you know, I'll just keep grinding a nice little poker game that I have an invite to, and hopefully just keep winning. You know, I'm not greedy. I'm not looking to just absolutely win millions. Well, you know, if I win millions, I win millions. But you know, I play a 10, 20, 40 game every day, and I've done quite well in it, and I'm on a pretty impressive winning streak. It's pretty impressive. That's all I have to say. And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to run good in poker. So, you know, run good, play good, good combination. All my losses always happen when I jump in late at night and the game's great, and I'm fucking smoke some pot to go to sleep, and then I try and smoke pot when I'm or try and play poker when I'm stoned, and I always lose. So I'm trying to stay away from it. I mean, literally, I think I've had like 7 losing sessions in I don't even know how long, and all of them were when I got stoned. So, I mean, I know better, but it's okay. I mean, you got to give back a little bit, I guess, and book some losses, or won't be too good. So, anyways, you know, that's what's going on with me. The last time we talked, we were running a tournament in my private home game online, and that went really well. We gave away $5,000 added, and it went really well. So if you are playing $1 and $2 no limit hold'em or PLO and would like to play on in my online private game, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com, mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and you'll get $250 in chips for 200. I play approximately an hour a day every day in my room, and so we really enjoy everybody who plays in them. You asked me, am I going to stream some WSOP online events? The answer is no. I will be playing the World Series of Poker every day and really have no interest in playing the online events. Now, yeah, they have them every Sunday. That's what they had them last year and every other year. So, I really, if I'm in a tournament, I'm not like these other people that are, oh, I gotta try to win a bracelet, bracelet. And man, you're playing live every day, 12 hours a day. I just got no interest in playing in the online tournaments. Now, if I do, I might jump on, but, I don't want to really set it up and stream it all day after grinding 10, 12 hours a week. It just seems too hard for me. So probably not, but I might. You never know. Sorry, I'm a little sluggish today, guys. I was up really late. I was trying to go to sleep, and I had a really bad mental day yesterday. Something I've done really well coping with over the last 6 months. A lot of times I have bad days, and yesterday was one of them. It's a really bad day mentally. Another reason why I shouldn't have gotten that game late this morning, but live and learn and try and get better and try and not make those mistakes again. I've cut most of those mistakes down, but when I do make mistakes, it kind of sucks. So that's what's going on. I'm really looking forward to the venture here in Austin, Texas. Like I said, the room is absolutely gorgeous. The pictures that were sent to me are just beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to this. And like I said, I will be in Austin, Texas on April 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th for the grand opening of 52 Social. That's our most important announcement. I've been talking about a little bit on Twitter, a little bit on Facebook, and I'm really looking forward to doing this. Let's see what else is going on. The NCAA tournament's been fun to watch. I talked about that. My Lakers are an atrocity. They will not be in the playoffs this year. They might make the playing game. That's about it. We can talk about the NBA a little bit. I've gone out on the record and I posted it that I truly believe the Boston Celtics are coming out of the East. The team leads every category as far as defensive efficiency, margin of victory, and best record over the last 32 games. I think they're 28-4. I do not see anybody beating this team. They went from 7 games under 500 to 17 games over 500. I mean, this team is a monster. Tatum and Brown are playing great. So, I really think it's going to be Suns and Boston in the finals. It could be Suns and could be anybody else, but that's my pick as far as the NBA goes. The NHL, I went to the hockey game the other night, which Vegas won 6-1, and I watched them come back from 3 goals down in the third to win yesterday. But Vegas is going to need to win every hockey game. They got 14 games left. They're going to have to go 10-4 if they want to if they want to make the playoffs. Maybe even 11-3. They put themselves in a bad spot. They got a lot of injuries. The management of the Vegas Golden Knights is the worst in all of sports, beside the GM of the Lakers. So that's just if they don't make the playoffs, that's on them. That's on management. It's a weird situation. I literally am pulling for Vegas to make the playoffs, of course, but there's the other side of me where every time they lose, I get mad and I say, well, that's what they get for how they treated some of their players. And that's what we could talk about. Kirk. I think now that you brought that up. So I can't believe I forgot about that. I told you guys I'm really out of it today. I'm very, very, yeah, I don't even know what to call it. I have no energy today. I'm kind of stuttering a little bit, struggling with my train of thought for some reason. But yeah, let's talk about the Queen Forehand that everyone's talking about, and with Phil Hellmuth the other day. Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies are really good. I just think they're too young, kind of like the Suns were last year. But the Memphis Grizzlies are going to win a title here in the next 3 years, though. Next 4 years, for sure. John Morant might be the best player in the NBA. I mean, this guy's a monster. He fucking reminds me of Kobe when he was coming up. This guy's a fucking monster. And so, yeah, Memphis is really good. So let's talk about the Queen Forehand. Daniel texts me, how could you defend that Queen Forehand, you idiot? Why are you defending it? I'm not defending it, okay? But what people don't understand is what Phil did wrong in this hand, okay? So, I mean, I've been doing this for many years, and I mean, it's pretty obvious what Phil did wrong. Is Phil goes with his reads, okay? He don't give a fuck about math. He don't give, and I wish Phil would learn a little bit more about sizing and math. I mean, he knows the math of poker, but he doesn't know it like the killers, like all those top players do. And I think this is one of his biggest problems, you know. And matter of fact, I know it is. So let's start the hand for a second. Let's go to the very beginning. So Alex Foxen is raising a lot of hands. He's got a lot of chips. This is how he plays. He's very aggressive when he's winning, when he's got chips, and puts a lot of pressure on people. And Phil's looking him up, and he's looking for spots because that's what great players do. They look for spots to 3-bet against the weaker opponents or the stronger opponents that are real aggressive, and they look for where they feel they're weak. And in this situation, Phil 3-bet to 350, and he felt that he was weak, and Alex moved in. Now, after talking with Phil said that he was 100%. He did not have ace, kings, queens, or jacks. And people will be like, well, how do you know that? And, when you're a good player and you play with the same guys every day, you sense things. And so that's why, Phil 3-bet him. He thought he would probably win it right there. I think with Phil's stack, he should have just ripped it. And then nobody would be talking about it because, I mean, you watch people, do that all the time. The funny thing about it is, and they'll say, well, those are two different hands. Well, Phil raises the 10-3 of hearts to 250. Sam Solverall makes it 550 with queen deuce offsuit, and nobody says a word. That's a perfect play. 3-betting the queen deuce. Nobody says a word. But when it's Phil Hellmuth, they throw a fit about it. Now, again, I'm not defending how he played the hand. He 3-bet, thinking he would just pick up the raise and the blinds and antes, and he got 4-bet on. The thing, what people are missing, isn't that Phil played the hand terribly, because he did, okay? I'm not defending any part of the way Phil played the hand. I think he misplayed it pre-flop. I think he misplayed it after he got moved in on. I think it was an absolute atrocity of a hand. Okay? But, and there's a but here. And again, I'm not defending it. People think, you're defending how he played the hand. That was the biggest punt ever. So let's analyze this for a second. Phil starts the hand with, I think it was 940, I think. Anyways, yeah, after he makes it 350, he's got 590 left. He's got 9 big blinds. Okay, so there's 350 plus 350 is 700 plus 120 in blinds and antes is 870 plus 590 is 1.36 million. So it's 540 to win 1.36. You're getting about 2.7 to 1. Okay. And if you look at the math, okay, Phil had 28% equity, which is what he thought. Now he thought that he had ace king, so he thought that that would make his equity about 35%. Now if his equity's 35%, now he's dead right on to call. If his equity's 28%, he's basically the math is not right. Okay, but after talking with Phil and in his explanation of why he called off with the queen high is where people are missing. And if I can kind of break this hand down a little bit to what I'm saying, what they're missing is if you go look at the 4 other players that were left, it was 2.5, 3.3, 3.3, and the other guy had $1 million. Okay, there's a $25,000 pay jump. That's it. Only 25 at this point. So even though Phil was not getting the right math to call, and he'll be the first to admit it, he felt, and I feel also, that if he's going to give himself a chance to win the tournament, once he puts this money in, that he's going to have to try and get lucky. And if he calls the 540, right, now he's up to 1.8 million if he somehow gets lucky. And now he's right where the other 3 are with a chance to win the tournament. And that was just what he told me. He's like, I fucked this up and I put myself where I could call off the 9 big blinds and try to get lucky and give myself a chance to win the tournament. Or I could fold and leave myself 590K where he's 2 to 1 the smallest stack. And so his thought process was to make the call. And yes, okay, if Phil's 35% in the hand, now he has the right math. At 28%, he doesn't. But even where he doesn't have the right math to call, I understand his thought. He wants to try and win the tournament. Now, a lot of people say, well, 9 big blinds, you could spin it up. You're a great player, Phil. Basically, why are you giving up? Well, it wasn't, I can't tell you what's in Phil's head because, he will tell you that he thinks he's the best or whatever, but does he really believe it? Does he really believe that he's better than Sam Savarall, Alex Foxen, and Eric Seidel in a four-handed no limit, that these guys are killers that play every day? I mean, Phil knows who the killers are. He's not an idiot, so maybe he felt like being short against these guys, he didn't want to be. And I'm not saying this is what happened, but maybe he felt like I gotta put this in here, get lucky, and trying and go from there. So again, people on Twitter think I'm defending his Queen foreplay. I'm really not defending it at all. I'm just saying that once he 3-bets, and once he sees what's in the pot, and he said, like I said, the biggest decision on his mind was he looked at everybody else's stack size, and nobody was short on chips. He's like, fuck, I got 500,000 left. He's like, I can't win it if I fold. If he's got ace king, maybe I can get lucky. And so That's why he made the call. I don't fault the call as much as I fault the small 3-bet. I mean, if you're going to 3-bet it, you got to 3-bet it big. Or, I mean, 150, go to like 550 or 600 or all in, where you're just absolutely, married to the hand. By only making it 350 and 600 left, now the math ain't there and everybody's going to fucking go crazy on you. But, hey, the funny thing is I'm watching all them other guys 3-bet with dog shit. I'm watching, even Phil when he raised with like a 2 million stack with King 3, they're like, look at Phil, he's opening 5x with King 3. Well, Phil's a very good poker player. He knew that Seidel's supposed to literally open every fucking button against the 2 short stacks with a $63,000 pay jump from 4th to 3rd. And he saw Seidel fold a button. So then Phil decided he's going to open. And that's why, you start seeing Phil opening a bunch of dog shit there late. And they're like, oh, look at Phil with the short stack opening King 3. Well, I mean, come on, man. Anybody that knows if Seidel's going to fold buttons when these guys aren't calling with any fucking hand, like literally not. I mean, a 63K difference. They're going to need like an ace, a big pair, ace jack or better to call because they're both so short. So, once Phil saw Seidel fold a button, he decided to get aggressive there late. And but nobody will talk about that. They just want to talk about the Queen Forehand. Guy made 3 final tables in a row. I mean, 10 final tables in like 50 tournaments, something like that. I mean, if they don't see the good things he does, they're just stupid and dumb. And they could go, so as soon as Phil made the Queen 4, where on this chart is the Queen 4, as all these GTO fucking imbeciles just pay attention to their charts. Look at my charts. Look, Queen 4 is nowhere on the charts. All right, you guys play chart poker, and, the best players will play instinct poker, and I don't know. The best players I know of are instinct poker players, not chart players. So they can put all their mop time in the labs, and they can put all their time into what they're doing. And if they don't have instincts, it doesn't matter. You could fucking memorize every GTO spot there is and every chart there is. If you don't have instincts and feel, you ain't never winning in poker against the best players. So, yeah, that's my opinion. So that's the Queen Forehand for you. I don't like any part of the way Phil played it, but, I get it. He's got 590 left, and he's not getting the right math, but he felt that he was the short stack, and he'd rather gamble and lose there than throw away the 800,000 that were in the middle. I don't know if it's the right play or not, but that was his process, and whatever. Bottom line, he was tired, man. He played 3 days straight. He's 57 years old. He's not like in the greatest shape. If you watch his head-up body language, and I told him this after he got beat by Eric, I go back and look at the tape of your body language. You were leaning back in your chair. You had your hand on the side of your face. You were paying zero attention. You were not focused. You just looked like you were glad that you got to second. And he'll be the first to admit it. We talked about this. He agreed that he was very tired. And you're right, Mike. My body language was terrible. I just was tired. So, and I knew it. I've watched enough Phil playing. I know when he's really tired. So, I told him I thought his body language really started to deteriorate after the first hour of the final table, and he got lucky to get second, and he was not he didn't play his best, but people want to. Ted Forrest always told me this. People want to compare their A game to other people's F game and then tell everybody how they suck, you know. And, you know, Phil did not have his best day that day. But I get it. If you're not having your best day, you're not playing well, and you feel like you might be outmatched. Maybe not in the long run, but for that day, maybe he felt he was outmatched by Alex and Sam and Eric, and he felt he needed to get lucky or get fifth and go take a nap and go to bed. So, yeah, there's my breakdown of the Queen Forehand. That's it, man. It's really much all you can talk about. So, anyways, we are going to take some phone calls, and that's about it. So,
The Mouthpiece.
if you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live. 702-329-0480. Give me a call. We'll talk about NCAA, my room, whatever you want. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's going on?
Hey, Mike. Thanks for taking my call. This is Derek from San Francisco.
Derek, how you doing, my man?
All right, man. Hey, I was just wondering, I'm going to be coming to Vegas in early May, staying at the Flamingo.
Okay.
And I'm looking to play some 2-5 no-limit cash games.
Okay.
And if the Flamingo poker room was still open, I'd just play there. But I'm wondering...
It used to be a good room there. I mean, they used to have like 5 or 6 good tables. They used to have like some 2-5 going there. I haven't checked in a while, but you can check on Bravo Poker. I don't know if you have the Bravo Poker app. If not, you could download it and you can see if they have a game going there. If you check out the Bravo Poker app, it'll tell you what games are being played in all the casinos at all times and how many are on the list. If there's seats open. So take a look at that, and then you'll get a good idea where you want to play.
Yeah, because the Flamingo room, they shut it down permanently. I don't know if you heard.
I remember that. But somebody told me they had reopened it. I don't know if that's true or not, so I haven't looked.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, other than Resorts World, where do you think is a good place to play for like 2-5?
I mean,
where the
I don't know.
competition's not too tough.
Resort World, Bellagio, Aria, Wynn. Those are probably all the top ones. I mean, that's what everybody plays at. I'm really not sure because I don't play that small, so I don't really know. I know that I have friends that play 2-5 and 5-10. They play at Aria, Bellagio, and Wynn and Resort World. So, yeah. So those are the 4 you'll basically be able to play in.
Yeah, that sounds good, Mike. I know I've heard that the Aria usually has the top players there that go to that room.
Yeah,
so, you heard that?
But most of those guys play 5, 10, and 10-20. I think. I think the
and those games are hard to make money in, right? Because those players are the ones that play every day for a living. Right?
Yeah, I think the 1, 3, and 2-5s are pretty soft anywhere you go in town. I mean, I don't know. I've never played in a 1-3 game in Las Vegas. That's hard. You know what I mean? But I'm also a really good player. So, I mean, of course, even when I was coming up, I used to always, say play in the games that you feel comfortable in, play in the games where you feel like you're one of the best players. And if you feel uncomfortable, you're probably playing too high and should probably drop down. So, I've always said that play where you feel comfortable, and once you feel uncomfortable, then you drop down. But also, I've always told people is try and put yourself where you're a one of the top 3 players in the game at all time. Find a game where you're one of the top 3 players, because poker really isn't about who's the best player, because it's just not. It's about whether you're one of the top 3 best players in the game you play in. And that's what I've done in a really good online app game I'm in, is I've put myself where I'm one of the top 3 best players in the game, if not the best. And when you're dealing with a player pool of 16, 18, 20 players, and you're the best, second best, or third best, you're just always going to win money. So, I always tell people that, put yourself in a position where you're one of the best players in the game. And if you go and play and you feel like the game's tough, go to another card room and find one that's not as tough,
Right. That makes sense, Mike. Well, that's great. I really appreciate your advice. And hey, when's your new book coming out? Do you know?
Yeah. So I originally was going to have my book out the 1st of January. I got involved with basically working sidetracked with trying to get myself working in Texas, and so I I kind of halted about 25% through and started working on the Texas situation. Once the Texas situation fell through in Dallas, I started working on trying to find me and my team another place in Texas. We were actually on the fence of opening a room. Well, we weren't on the fence, but we were really close to opening a room in Arlington, right next to the Dallas Cowboy Ranger Stadium, right in that complex over there, and we still might. But this thing came up with a friend of ours that was opening this room in Austin, guy we've known 25 years, and it kind of just fell into our lap. So right now it's kind of like where I'm going to be all in is on the room in Austin, and then the World Series of Poker, and I'll be working on the book after the World Series of Poker. So I do have my documentary that we filmed at the World Series last year. We were hoping to have it out before the World Series. Looks like it won't be out till about a month or 2 after the World Series also. So, these things takes time, and I'm trying to get a lot of things done in my life, put myself in the best situation where, it's not easy playing poker every day for a living in 2022. You know what I mean? So this is what I really want to do. So I'm really going to be focusing on 52 Social in Austin, and probably go from there. So we'll see what happens.
Well, good luck. Good luck with your new poker room, Mike.
Yep. And I will.
Everything goes well for you.
I'll let everybody know what's going on, when we're going to start running our first tournaments out there, and there's a lot of things I'll keep everybody in mind and up to date on the podcast and in my social media and stuff and what's going on. So I appreciate the call, and you have a great weekend, and take care. All right, later.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Take care. Bye-bye.
All righty. Give us a call, 702-329-0480. Looking at this UNC St. Peter's game. UNC got out to a 9-0 lead. It's now 12-7, 7 minutes into the game. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's going on?
Hey, Mike. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
A question for you is, I've just gotten into poker, probably been at deep about a year, and I perform much better in tournaments versus cash games.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could talk about the psychology of that and maybe why that is.
I'm going to go ahead and say, because in tournaments, you can't rebuy. And so you got to play really solid, tight, and pick your spots. In cash games, you'll probably find yourself playing a lot more suited connectors, a lot more small pairs, a lot more. You're gonna swing a lot more because you're playing more hands. Spots where you flop top pair or top kicker, and you get moved in on, and you call in a cash game, and maybe in a tournament you think about stack sizes, you think about where you're at, and sometimes you'll make a big fold. The thing is I'm the opposite. Even though I'm a great tournament player, don't kid yourself. I only play tournaments because I'm good at them. I don't play tournaments because I like them. I hate them. I fucking despise them. But I'm good at them, so I play during the World Series of Poker, and that's it. I really have no interest in that. And so, but in cash games, I've been playing cash. People think I made all my money playing tournaments. Yeah, I've made $10 million playing tournament poker, but I've made way more money in cash. I mean, if you take away all your buy-ins and everything, I think I figured it out. Like, I'm about only like $1 million winner in tournament poker, where I'm about, I don't know, 10 million winner in cash games, So, you just been playing for a year. I think tournaments are good. They're very volatile. You'll have your good runs, and then you'll find yourself buying in and not cashing like 10 in a row or whatever, and it gets kind of frustrating. So I do think that when you do sit in a cash game, I think the thing you should try your best to emulate is kind of like in tournaments. If you're an aggressive player, you'll play a lot of dog shit hands trying to pick up blinds and antes and stuff. And where cash games, you're just not going to be doing that. You're going to be playing more solid, set up a tight image, use your image to, pick your spots to rob people. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I do. Everybody will say, oh, look how tight Mikey plays. Mike's the tightest player. And then I rob them blind, and they don't even see it coming. So, I've always told people there's two ways to play poker. You could play super aggro, 3-bet, like all kinds of hands, and try and run people over. Okay, but it's gonna be much more volatile, and it's tough to make hands. You know what I mean? So there's not that many people that can play that style. We have one guy that plays that style in our home game, and he crushes. But when he's 9-handed, he plays too many hands and gets crushed. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, don't play this guy 4-handed. He's a fucking killer. And like last night, they didn't listen. The guy was 120,000 loser in the ring game. It got short. I told everybody to quit. This guy's good. And sure enough, he won all his money. He won like 160,000 straight. And they all got crushed. And I warned them, people, when you play short with a killer, he'll put a lot of pressure on you. But I like to play.
That's an online game?
Yeah. I mean, the game usually doesn't. I usually don't play in that game when it's playing really high. Like when this guy's in it, he makes the game so much bigger. And I just don't like the volatility. And I know how tough he is when it's short. So, I try not to play when the game swings like that. I usually play when the game's swinging about 20,000 a night, up or down. So it's not too brutal on me, But, so the way I play is I play a tight image. Everybody thinks I'm real tight. And then I start 3-betting them with dog shit. And then I start floating them with dog shit and raising them on the turn. I mean, I just use my image to control the action, but I set that image up for over a long period of time. So it's, I just feel that's the right way to play is. And Phil plays the same way. He sets up a tight image. He talks how tight he is. He shows all these great folds. Everybody thinks he's so tight, and then he just robs them. So, I kind of like to do the same thing. I mean, again, both ways work, but playing tight and then using my image to open up a little bit seems to work better for me, and so that's how I play.
Gotcha.
So,
are you going to be playing any of the tournaments at the new card house?
At the where? Yeah, I'll be playing in Austin. I'll be doing Meetup Games 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and I'll be playing the grand opening tournament there on the 11th, I think it is. It's a small $200 buy-in tournament, and then we will be discussing where we're going forward as far as running a big $1 million buy-in tournament in the room. I'm sure we'll probably do that within 3-4 months, and then probably go from there. So,
okay.
anyways,
Well, I'm in Houston right now, so I hope to see you there.
Yep, I will be there. If you want to drive down to Austin, I'll be there 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Come say hi, and we're gonna have a good time down there. So,
absolutely.
All right, my man. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Later.
Yeah. Later.
Yep. Yeah, Kirk. That's pretty funny. You said that. Yeah, every commercial is for transgender people. This is the sick ideology that they're putting on everybody, and they want everybody to believe is normal. I'm not going to say anything else about it. You guys, people can do whatever they want, but the fact that they're pushing this ideology on people is pretty scary. Hey, welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Hey, this is Mark from Henderson. I have a question. What are your thoughts on Chino Ream's recent resurgence? And I was wondering if you have any good Chino Ream stories, because I know, back in the day he used to do some crazy D-Jam type stuff.
Yeah, that's a good question. Me and Chino are pretty good friends. The first thing I want to say is congratulations for Chino for winning the PLO tournament. He is, I'm very proud of him. Chino's a drug addict his whole life. About 6-8 months ago, a good friend of both of ours, I really don't want to name any names, put him in rehab, spent like $50,000 for him to put him in a really high rehab center. He got clean and he's doing really well. He's playing pretty good poker. I didn't really like the way he played a few hands at that final table, but he ran really good, and good for him. I always pull for the people who struggle, and he struggled a lot with the drugs, and now he's clean, doing well, and hopefully he stays clean. He told me he will this time, so my prayers to him, and he's a good guy. And people, I have a lot.
Now, do you have any crazy stories about him?
I mean, I do, but most of them were drug fueled. I mean, I'll give you one story about how sick a DJ Trina was. Okay, and he still owes me $2,600. He'll pay me one day. I don't worry about it. But in 2014, 2013, we were the end of 2013. Yeah, we were doing a big tournament over at Mohegan Sun for a Deep Stacks poker tour that I owned a big piece of before my partner, who I'm actually suing right now, kind of fucked me over. So before that happened, so we were running a big tournament at Mohegan Sun. Chino comes down there with 30,000, blows it all playing baccarat, and doesn't even have money for. This was 2014, because this is when after, right before my surgery. It was the end of 2014, not 2013, and so he had no money to buy into our tournament, and I was really struggling. Things had gone really bad for me, and so I didn't really have much money. So I literally took $1,100 off my credit card to put him in this fucking tournament. I told my girlfriend at the time, with like 7 people to go down there, and if he gets knocked out, to get the money, because I know how sick he was. And she goes down there, and he gets knocked out right when she gets there. He takes off. She tries to catch up with him. She can't do it. He takes the money he won, which 2,600 of them was mine, and blew it all playing baccarat. And I still haven't got the 2,600 yet. But remember, Chino was doing a lot of drugs, and he was a degen, and that's a mild Chino Ream story, but he's doing well now, and I don't, I don't fault people that are degens and people who have problems. I don't fault them. You know what I mean? You just got to hopefully they become better people. North Carolina is crushing St. Peter's. I knew it.
Did Chino ever get into sports betting, or he never got into?
Oh, he bet everything.
I'm actually a fan. I'm a fan of Chino Ream. Like I grew up.
Chino bets it. Chino bets everything. Everything. You name it, he bets it. If he can bet it, he'll bet it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but it's good to see that he won. I think he got second, right?
He won. Tournament, he won a PLO tournament 3 days ago. So 3 days ago.
But then the tournament before that, I think he got second.
Yeah, he's doing well. Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I just I wanted to hear if you had some stories, but
yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I have lots of stories, but we'll leave that one as a minor one. There's a lot that I can't really talk about, but I'm just glad he's doing well. So.
All right, Mike.
All right, my man. Thanks for calling. All right, later.
All right, see ya.
Later. So this, everybody figured was going to happen. So North Carolina is up 24-9 over St. Peter's. I mean, this had to be one of the best bets ever today. I mean, did they really think a tiny little school, St. Peter's, was going to beat North Carolina and make the Final Four? I mean, come on. North Carolina, the team that won the ACC, had smashed Duke in that last game. No way. 24-9, North Carolina. It was 9-0. Then it was 12-7, and now they're on a 12-2 run. They go up 24-9. I mean, Carolina's going to win this game by 25, I think. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mikey, how's it going? How's
Good,
your tournament going? Are you betting or?
I'm not. I haven't made one bet in the NCAA tournament. I was going to make one bet, and because I don't bet sports anymore. But if I see something I like, I might bet it. And I was going to make one bet, and I was going to bet 5,000 on it. It was going to be. It was Memphis against Gonzaga +9. They lost by 4. I would have won it. I thought Memphis, who finished the season winning 11 of 13, with the talent they had on that team, was enormous. I thought they would keep it close. I thought Timmy would go off because they had nobody for his size inside. But I also felt that the Memphis guards could dominate, and they did. And Timmy did go off. He got 25 in the second half.
You've been watching the tournament. So what did you think of Chet Holmgren? The guy that everybody's hyping up, the super skinny kid out of Gonzaga. I thought he couldn't shoot, and he's going to get bodied.
I think he's fucking a twig. I think he's a twig.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either. But he's a freshman, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's coming out. He's one and done.
He ain't one. How could he be one and done? Who's going to draft a guy that skinny in the NBA? I mean,
everybody wants to draft him. On every nerds, they go to the MIT conference. Mm-hmm. Every basketball nerd who's a GM wants to draft this guy. Everybody on Twitter wants him to be the number 1 pick. Okay, so it's gonna happen.
I don't see it.
It's kind of weird. Well, it's gonna happen. He's coming out. He's one and done. I want to talk about another one and done guy, Doug Polk. He's one and done. He says he hates poker. Doug Polk.
Oh,
as far as I'm concerned, he's one and done. He had his career. He won. He's done. Mm-hmm. So he says he hates poker, right? Am I wrong? He said, I don't like poker. Yeah. He said this, right?
Yeah.
He commentates on poker. So where does he get off? Dragging Phil Hellmuth, who only is playing the Poker Go high rollers because another big mouth who's not a one and done guy. Daniel, even though he's on his GTO weirdness,
yeah,
he's a good guy. He's a great poker player.
Yeah.
Called him out to do it, and now he's showing up. As far as I know, maybe Phil Hellmuth thought the 4 was an ace, right? He's an older guy. We'd always look at cards. We don't know. It's real simple to think a queen 4 could be a queen, an ace queen, and maybe he thought that. He's not going to say he is, or maybe it was a dopey play, but it's one play. And all these GTO nerds.
I know, it's funny.
They don't realize he's trying to sell his little super system, his super secret system to these nerds. You want to learn how to play poker from a guy who says he hates it, right?
Yeah.
Go right ahead. But you can go on an app for a fraction of the cost, you go on the Apple Play Store, you go on you go on the Android Play Store. You can get all that GTO stuff for like a fraction of what Dougie Polk is going to charge you guys.
No.
All right?
Yeah.
And you can get all that information all you want. But at the end of the day, it's two computers, and they play each other where they win and lose no money. Okay?
Yeah.
But I thought that poker was to win money. Gambling is to win money.
Yeah.
You're to exploit it. So play Raz, right? One of the biggest legendary poker showdowns was a guy playing Raz, right?
Mm-hmm.
He played Raz, and he was taking on all challengers because he had an edge. Even that guy lost on his mind, much like Chino there. But that's the joy of gambling. Dougie, you're not a gambler. You're a nerd.
Yeah.
You're a freaking nerd. And all you nerds are trying to spend hundreds of dollars to be a nerd like Dougie Pokey. Dougie Pokey, who made his money because he had the edge when it was online poker and there was no GTO. And now he's going to tell you how to play GTO because he can go to a computer and say is that, where you can get the same information.
I mean, Doug is a math guy. I mean, everything he does, he goes in the lab. He goes in the lab. He studies. He studies all the math and all the plus EV and all that shit. And I don't give a fuck about EV and I just don't care about it. I care about what reading people for a living and listen.
He's a math guy, but he's not. He's no Jesus Ferguson. Jesus Ferguson has a degree in math.
I mean,
degrees in math.
Doug used Daniel's name to smash Daniel through the mud for a year and a half, and then Daniel rewards him by handing him $1.2 million, and now he wants to use Phil Hellmuth's name to drag him through the mud to prop up, his social media. And to prop up his
super secret system of poker,
and to prop up his club, you got to remember he's running the lodge in Austin, who will be one of our main competitors. What's that? And so when he's on social media bashing Phil and getting clicks, more people tune in. The more people tune in, the more people, will come down to the club in Austin. And, I like Doug. You know what I mean? We get along good. I don't have nothing bad to say about Doug.
I have a lot bad. I've never met him. He seems like a douche.
Yeah,
he's got the faux hawk. He's got the attitude that I just don't like.
It's funny you say that, and a lot of people don't like him. There's a lot of things Doug does that I don't like, but Doug's very nice to me, and I'm looking forward to working in the room in Austin, 2.5 miles away from their room, and I'm working. Hopefully, both rooms will.
It's a personality contest between you and Dougie Doug.
Yeah,
I think you win by a landslide. All right.
Well, listen. People, the young kids know who Doug is. The middle-aged to older people know who I am, and. Me working at 52 Social down in Austin will bring a lot of players there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And like I said, I'm not going
on a cruise, and I can show people your photograph and Doug's photograph. Who do you think they'd know?
Yeah, they don't know who Doug is. Nobody does. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, when I was at the lodge,
people who play online poker do not go to poker social clubs to hang out with a nerd who calls himself Doug B. Polk.
Yeah,
they want to hang out with a cool dude who got stories like you have about how you fucking check raise the devil for your whole life. They want to hear that stuff. They don't want to hear about, I dropped out of college and I think that the GTO position is, from the big blind, 1.2 big blinds. No, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I agree. And so, listen, I don't want to knock Doug because me and him are friends, but, I'm looking, you could do it. And I'm looking forward to moving to Austin and competing with Doug in the poker room down the street. And hopefully their room succeeds and ours does also. So,
promise me this. The first time you bust a guy in a big tournament that you're playing in your poker club, I want you to say, Go play the kitty game down the street with Doug. Can you do that for me, please?
I picked a guy off yesterday of $10,000, 2 days ago, $10,000 bluff. I thought he was weak on an ace 10 board, so I check raised him with Jack 10, and then he moved in for like 9,000 more, and I'm like, fuck. And I used like 3 time banks. I go, I know I'm right here, right? I just know it. And I called, and he had 9-4 of diamonds. I said, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I texted into him. I go, dude, do you really think you're playing with fucking kids here? I go, you better fucking stop it or I'm going to bust you.
The kitty game down the street.
Yeah, so I told him that. I hadn't said that in a while, you know. So I told him the kitty game was down the street and he ain't playing with kids. So, you know, I'm playing at a real high level, right? I'm playing at a high level right now. And
I'm super jealous of Doug Polk. I think that he looks fabulous in tank tops. I don't know what kind of deodorant he's using, but this is Texas, and there's no deodorant to fight the humidity in Texas. So I don't know. I'm saying he stinks, but he might. Okay. I'm super jealous.
You live in where you live in? Where you live in? Do you go to Do you live in Texas?
I live in the Woodlands, Houston. So
okay.
I'll be
Are you going to come down from? Come on down for my for our grand opening in Austin. I'll be doing meetup games the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
If my schedule doesn't work for the grand opening, you're going to be in Austin, Texas for a long time. This is my state. I will be seeing you. It'll be me, 2 guys with awesome beards.
Yeah.
Talking shit. Okay.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Anyway, everybody have a good evening. I love you. I love everything about you.
I love you too, man. Thanks. I appreciate you calling. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So, thank you. All right. That guy sounded like somebody who had a lot of energy. You know, I like Doug. You know, Doug does a lot of things I don't like. I don't like how he mashes on Phil to get clicks, how he mashed on Daniel to get clicks, you know, but you have to also look, there's 2 ways to look at it. You could say, listen, Doug's a young guy. I think he's like 35. He's a young guy who is trying to do what he can to promote himself. So, you know, people go about it different ways. Hey, welcome to Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Hey, Mike, this is Ricky. Hey, I'm curious. I don't know if I asked you this in the past. I don't know if anybody else has asked you in the past. What is your current relationship with Sean Chacon? Are you guys cool right now?
Oh, yeah, we talk. He's real busy. He's running cannabis stores in California. He's doing really well.
Because there's no real news on him, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really in the poker world. He comes and plays the No Limit Deuce 10K every year at the World Series, and other than that, he plays very little poker. So he's running cannabis rooms.
Was that incident at the World Series? Was that a work for the crowd, or was that?
Me and him are good friends. He took it to a level he shouldn't have. I got pissed.
Okay.
And then after
looked like a work.
No, afterwards we had we talked about. We were fine. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, even when he broke my glasses on high stakes poker, that was for TV.
I remember that.
He broke it. That was for TVs, and I'm like, and I got all mad, and then they, you know, the cameras kind of pointed away, and then he threw me $300 across the table. So, you know, it was no big. It's good TV. You know, that didn't bother me. You know, when he ran his mouth about the ace-9, that bothered me because I'm playing for the title and shit. So, yeah, you know, me and Sean are good, man. Can't complain.
Oh, that's cool. Is there any way that we can get you to come play here in Jacksonville at the Best Bet Poker Room, either in Jacksonville or in Orange Park?
Do you want me to play, or do you want me to be on a stream? What are you looking for?
We would love to see you either play or be on stream. I know the Jacksonville location does a live stream on their YouTube channel. I don't think the Orange Park location.
I mean, if you can have
does that.
If you could have somebody email the Mouthpiece, what's our email on the Mouthpiece podcast?
Mouthpiece podcast. Excuse me.
Okay, yeah. If you could have somebody send me an email at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com, I will tell them what I charge for how many days they want me to be there, what they want me to do, and I'll see what I can do for them.
And one more thing, I don't know if I can kind of instigate this, but I'm wondering who can throw the most F-bombs on Twitter, either yourself, Phil Hellmuth, or Jim Cornette.
I don't know, man. I throw a lot of F-bombs, but I don't really throw them on Twitter. I throw them everywhere else. Probably Jim Cornette.
You've obviously never seen Jim Cornette.
I said probably Jim Cornette. You heard what I said. That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 So, but I throw a lot of F-bombs, and I don't apologize for them because I don't live in this pussy world of safe spaces and fucking watch what you say in 2022 or you'll be canceled. That's why I don't have to worry about being canceled. That's why I play poker and do what I do. But
yeah,
I mean, these
I
people.
learned a long time ago.
I mean, the fact that they are suppressing free speech in this country is so frightening that I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, it was good talking to you.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Thank you. You have a good.
You got it.
Hey,
Later.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Kirk, I'm a little bit with you on this. There's racism that exists, but it's very small amount in this country. Maybe it could be 2%. That's high. 2% would be 7.2 million racists in this country. I don't believe there's that many. That's a lot. Maybe. I mean, 1% would be 3.6 million. That's more like 1%. All the racism shit is all politically driven to form a narrative to get black people out to vote and to demonize. Whatever. It is what it is. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mikey.
Hi, Mike.
What's up, my man?
Hey, this is Matt from St. Louis. I called you, I think, 2 episodes ago.
Okay. Thanks, man. What's been going on?
Yeah, we got real political last time. I'm going to ease off of that a bit. I know you.
That's all good. Yeah, I haven't talked any politics today. I mean, there's a lot of politics we could talk about.
I've been listening. You got your fair share, and for sure.
Yeah. I mean, what's going on in the world right now is pretty fucked up. You want my opinion on it?
You mean with the Russia-Ukraine stuff?
Yeah, I believe that this was done on purpose, okay? Matter of fact, there's no belief in it. All you have to do is do your homework, okay? Biden watched Putin from April of 2021 until this invasion start putting troops around the border. It was pretty obvious they was looking for an invasion. But what people don't know and what the mainstream media narrative they are pushing. And again, I am not a Putin apologist. I think what Putin has done is horrific, okay? But they've been warned for 10 months. They said there will never be a nuclear-armed Ukraine. There will never be a Ukraine as part of NATO on the fucking southern border of Russia. And the West, as in the United States, kept pushing for Ukraine to be part of NATO. And since 2014, Putin was telling them that he will invade if you try to keep pushing the NATO on Ukraine. They all knew this. You could go, people should all go watch, and of course, the communists that run this country, they took down the Oliver Stone film, but you could still see it. You could still get it. I think they took it down off YouTube, but it's called Ukraine on Fire. If anybody.
So I brought up Alex Jones last time, and he put it up on his site for free as well. So
for people listening that want to watch what's actually going on in Ukraine, go watch the movie Ukraine on Fire, okay? Put that with how they impeached Trump over a phone call in Ukraine, okay? Listen, Trump was trying to expose the corruption in Ukraine. He was trying to expose Joe Biden and his son, who are corrupt as can be in Ukraine. everything that Trump tried to expose was proven that on the Hunter Biden laptop, okay? But everybody's crickets over it because the guy is corrupt. You put a 47-year swamp creature back in office. What do you think was going to happen? You know, there's a lot of jokes going around that, oh, and this is a joke. This is a conspiracy joke, but it's kind of funny. But they say, oh, Biden let Putin invade Ukraine, so he'll take out all the proof of how corrupt they are in the gas companies and all this shit. And it's kind of funny, but I mean, there's a lot of truth to it. I mean, he's so corrupt, this guy. It's unreal, and he told everyone, listen, they don't say things by accident. When Biden slipped at that press conference 2 months ago, and he said, it depends how big of an invasion that Putin makes. So basically, Putin had already told Biden what he was going to do, how far he was going to invade, how he was just going to take the Donbas region that he felt is part of Russia. And the war is winding down now. So he knew exactly. So let me ask you this. Why did the mainstream media show all the horrible things that are going on in Ukraine, okay? But they don't show nothing that's going on in Yemen, okay? Our allies and U.S. troops have killed 367,000 people in Yemen, including 50,000 kids. You don't see nothing. Crickets, okay? They're pushing the Ukraine thing because it all ties together. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And this way, I mean, like I said, they don't slip up on purpose. Yet 2 days ago, Biden is talking to our troops about when they're going to be in Ukraine. I mean, I hope I'm wrong here, but I was trying to figure out for the last month, why are they pushing? You got to remember, the fake news and the media and the fucking lapdogs and the fucking Dems, they push a fucking narrative and they're doing it for a reason. So you have to ask yourself, well, what is the reason they're doing it? And the thought process I have that I've come up with, now I don't have to be right, is after watching him talk about, and of course the White House walked it back, that, oh, we don't, then at the end of his speech yesterday, he talked about, we got to take Putin out of power. And then they're like, oh, he didn't mean it. Okay. They see him on the hot mic talking about troops going into fucking Ukraine. Then they talk about taking him out of power. Okay. If they start a war with Russia, because I've been trying to figure out why are they doing this, right? Now I could be wrong here, and I pray to God I'm wrong. If the U.S. gets involved, right, and they start a war with Russia, what happens? Okay, the country unites, correct? What happens when the country unites? Right now, this fucking losing piece of shit, fucking dirtball, fucking corrupt piece of shit's polling at 33%. He's hated by everybody. They had to deflect from the gas prices and the inflation. And then they push this narrative of, oh, inflation's so high and gas prices are so high because Putin invaded Ukraine. First of all, as Putin wrote in his speech, we only give 3% of our gas to the United States. 3%. The fucking gas prices were through the roof. Inflation was through the roof way, way, way before. But when you push a lie long enough to the American people on all the media networks, our corrupt media, then they're going to believe as truth. But anybody with a brain knows that inflation and the gas prices have been through a roof way before this fucking they invaded. So I think he invaded it. They let them invade it to take the pressure off of how horrible Joe Biden has been, and probably 100-1 the worst president of all time. Now, nobody's talking about the horrible foreign policy decisions. No one's talking about Afghanistan. No one's talking about inflation. No one's talking about gas prices. They're all talking about Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. See what I'm saying? So now what happens if we get involved in the war in Ukraine? Now everybody's not going to forget about those. Then they're going to unite behind the country. His poll numbers are going to move up 10 points, maybe higher. And then maybe they don't lose 100 seats in November and 10 Senate seats in November. I think they're going to get destroyed anyways, because people aren't this stupid. I mean, they are stupid, but they're not this stupid, I don't think. And that's what's going on. That's our involvement. I hope that we're not going to get involved to where, we're at war with Russia to unite the country, because these people are evil. They will do anything for power, and they were going to get all fucking mashed in November. And so that could be the reason why the whole Ukraine thing's going on. But it's all going on for a reason. This is not, when the media says an unprovoked attack on Ukraine, okay? Putin has been warning people, go look at Ukraine on fire. Go look at all the documentaries of Ukraine, how corrupt they are. Go look at all the things Putin's been saying since 2014. And then you tell me, was it a provoked attack, okay? What he's doing, the people who have died, is horrible, okay? But in the grand scheme of things, maybe 1,000 civilians have died out of all the bombing, which is one too many. But our government don't give a fuck about 1,000 or 2,000 people who die in Ukraine. If they could, just like they don't care who died of COVID. They're pushing we care. We're trying to save lives. They don't give a fuck about saving lives. It's all about power. The power grab they did in COVID, how they controlled everyone's life. Vaccine passports, vaccine mandates. You're not an essential fucking business. You're closed. Walmart and Walgreens, and you guys are an essential business. You guys are open. And they put all the 150,000 mom and pop stores out of business during COVID. It's all for power, And that's probably what the Ukraine thing's all about. It's for power. You think they care about the couple thousand civilians that were killed in Ukraine? Fuck. If they could fucking have it on the news every day, and Biden's poll numbers could shoot up, and they could consolidate power, they will. And that's my opinion of Ukraine. And I don't know if you agree or not, but that's it.
No, I definitely agree.
I don't know if I'm totally right on. Like, normally when I talk politics, I'm dead on. Okay, I'm not positive what I just said is dead on, but I'm in the right area. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I try and avoid it. I'm trying my best to. Jennifer, you asked if I talk poker anymore. I've been talking poker for an hour and a half. This gentleman just called. He asked me about politics, so I brought it up. So, anyways, somebody in my chat said, "Why do I ever talk poker anymore?" I said, "I've been talking poker for an hour and a half." But that's my opinion on the Ukraine situation. Gas prices $7 a gallon. I wonder how many millions the gas people are putting in the corrupt Biden crime family's fucking pocket. It's funny is
I did want to talk poker, but while we're on this subject, gas spiked up back when Biden became president, because the first thing he did the first day he was in office was kill that pipeline going from Canada to the upper Midwest.
Yeah, but again, I'm talking about the pipeline, right? That now, see, I'm a fair person. When the Fox News and the right talk about the Keystone Pipeline, he shut down the Keystone Pipeline. First of all, the Keystone Pipeline wasn't going to be open for 2 years. That is basically the same. That's right-wing propaganda. Okay, so even if they didn't shut down the pipeline, it still wouldn't be open for another year. So that's propaganda. Okay, but what he did do, which isn't propaganda, is he shut down fracking on federal land. Okay, he put in all these regulations to cut down on the fracking. Which made us, instead of being energy independent, it made us once again where we're getting oil from Saudi Arabia and all these other places for energy, because they're corrupt, and all these corrupt fucking politicians, they just care about money in their pocket. Say what you want about Trump. And I saw a guy who hates Trump, right? He did an interview yesterday. God, I wish I knew his name. I would tell everybody to watch it. But he says, if Trump was in office today, there's zero chance Putin would have invaded Ukraine. And he says that I'm not a Trump supporter. He goes, I couldn't stand the things he said or did, and the people in the West hated him. He said, But everybody not in the West, Europe, overseas, they were afraid of him. And they were, because he was unpredictable. And he would say things, and anybody who knows, he would get upset. And when you get somebody like that gets upset, if you saw that interview on the one sports show, I forgot who it was with, but he talks about how, he told Putin that if he invaded Ukraine, he'd drop a bomb on Moscow, right? And he says, well, I don't know if he believed it or not, but even if he believed it 5% or 10%, that was enough to sway him from ever, invading Ukraine. So, there's a lot of things to that. He was, when you're unpredictable and you're a strong leader, even if you're a complete idiot, which he was, that's going to be way more scary than a guy who literally left Afghanistan fall in 3 days. And they saw that pull out. They saw that Biden did nothing. I mean, the Democrats are weak pussies, man. All they care about is fucking transgenders and fucking LGBTQs, and they don't care about people's real lives. They don't care about inflation. They don't care about gas prices. They don't care who starves. The more people who starve, the more people who then go on government-funded programs to survive. And what do you do? Who do you vote for to be on government-funded programs to get more money? You vote Democrat. There you go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People are sheep, The thing is, everything I was pushing on here, even on my podcast for a year and a half, the people like Alex Foxton, me, Christy Bicknell, Jeff Madsen, about the COVID thing, when they all disagreed, are all true, all came to be true. I told everyone for a year and a half, these fucking paper masks are worthless. Okay, what they're doing to our kids was fucking child abuse, right? And they're like, oh, no, Mark, you don't care about other people. Masks work. Okay, well, go look at the scientific studies. It shows that masks are 0.001%, something like that, help. But what did they do? They took power. They put masks on all our airplanes. They kicked 2-year-olds off fucking flights for not having masks on. They traumatized all the youth of America for 2 years, in which they'll never get back. They might be traumatized for life. Just remember, in 2030, 2032, if you think the crime rate's high now, it's going to be 10x what it is now, because these kids are so psychologically damaged for what these policies did to them. And then people will be like, oh, look, COVID's over. Well, COVID would have been over a year and a half ago. When Trump said in June, we've got to open everything up or this country will be destroyed, once again, Trump was right, okay? But they kept, the governors and all these people in power kept all this, the mask mandates, and you can't, the 15 days to slow the spread till the fucking hospitals overran didn't fucking end until February 1st, okay, or February 3rd, when they were dying politically and everybody. So how did they end COVID? They removed all the vaccine mandates, all the vaccine restrictions, all the masks. Oh, and they stopped talking about it on their fucking corrupt media. And what? Look, and then the war started. That got the news cycle talking about different things, getting the mind off of the COVID bullshit, the inflation bullshit, and the gas bullshit. And now they're like, oh, but 1,700 people have died yesterday from COVID. That's just as many that have died every day for a year and a half. Oh, but COVID's now over because it's killing them politically. I want all my friends who are in this chat right now, okay, that are on the left, and they know who they are, right? What's changed? The mask mandates are removed. All the restrictions have been lifted. What's changed? The same people are dying every day. Think about that, you guys. Think for yourself. What has changed? And the answer is they were polling at 33% and they were dying politically. This guy went up on stage, this fucking lying, corrupt motherfucker, and he said, we're not here to defund the police. We're here to fund the police. That's just a talking point that they were getting destroyed because the crime rate's out of control in the country, right? Then he says, we're going to secure our southern border. Oh, because 2 million people came in last year and 200,000 illegals are going to cross this. They're not doing anything about the southern border. They need to bring those illegals in, bring them around the country so they'll vote Democrat because they know they only got 40 million votes, not 80 million votes. And they got to get 2 million people a year, and that's 8 million votes Then they have to give amnesty to 30 million illegals. That's 38 million votes, and they're still going to come up a little bit short. They know the truth. I'm not going to talk about it. It's just the facts. It's just facts. You know, like I said, where's my fucking friends on the left? Like, oh, that are going to say, oh, Biden got us out of COVID. Oh, what did he do? They had the media stop talking about it. The same amount of people are dying every day. Nothing has changed. It's just as fucking contagious. And it's over. There you go. You don't need to know anymore, man. This is 1 + 1 is 2. If you guys can't fucking add 1 + 1 and 2, you're a bunch of fucking sheep. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. This is not fucking 1 + 1 is 3. This is anyone with half a fucking brain could see what they did to these kids, what they did to the public, how they controlled people's lives, how they shut down 150,000 businesses, was all about power. And then once they were getting killed politically and they were going to lose 100 seats in the House and 10 in the Senate, they've had to flip the narrative. So they ended COVID, and then came the war in Ukraine, which he let happen. He knew was going to happen. He even talked about it at his press conference. Go look at the press conference 2 months ago where he slips up and says, it depends how far Putin invades. And then they try to do damage control after. These people don't slip up, you guys. Go look for yourselves. There you go. I'm done talking politics.
Well, yeah, it's obvious that they, cut out COVID because midterms are coming up and they want to look good. They want to look like, they.
I mean, this something. This isn't me and my opinion. These are facts. Go look for yourself. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a fucking sheep. Tell yourself, oh, Mike's been saying that masks are bad. These mandates are they take away your freedoms. And then they'll say, like, who cares about your freedoms? We're saving lives. Oh, well, what changed? 1,700 people are still dying yesterday from COVID. Oh, nothing changed. What changed is they were fucking going to get crushed politically. They don't care who dies. There's 200,000 people die from opioid and fentanyl overdoses in this country. Another 100,000 homeless people. They don't give a fuck. That's why they had to fucking end COVID like they did to change the narrative. Come on, man. My friends on the left that are here, this ain't conspiracy. Look the shit up yourself. Okay? Why are people that are my friends in my chat here, why aren't they saying, you're right, Mike, nothing has changed about COVID. You were right all along about the mandates and the fucking masks. They're completely worthless. I mean, just say that to me and just say you're right. They got rid of COVID because they were dying politically. Because nothing has changed. The cases and deaths are not down. Cases are down, but deaths aren't. Cases aren't down that much either. There's still 100,000 cases in the country every day. It's a fucking joke. Come on, man. That's all. So.
All right, so no more politics.
No more politics. You got my politics rant out,
All right, that was a hell of a rant, Mike.
It was. I get pretty passionate about it because I know I am right. And I know I'm right what's going on in Ukraine. I'm not going to say where all the other things when I talk politics, I know I'm 100% right on. I'm going to say I'm about 65-70% right on the Ukraine situation. And I know I'm right in the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the whole truth, but I'm right in the ballpark. And everybody that's listening to the show, they're going to say, oh, Mike, you were right again. Mike, you were right again. Yep. Yeah. Kirk, you're right. That's the Democrats' new narrative. Let's all get poor for Putin. Everybody get poor. Inflation. You can't feed your kids. You can't put gas in your pump. But we got to defend democracy against Putin in a foreign country because it's his fault. Because he has 3% of the gas.
People are only going to do that so long.
Come on,
people
man.
Can only do that so long.
People really. I just can't believe people are this stupid. This is the truth, my friend. I used to truly think I was the dumbest person beside playing poker. I'm great at poker. I'm great at everything poker related. I'll fucking put myself up against anybody in poker. Doug Polk put 100 people in the top 100 players of all time. If he wants to bet $1 million, I'll fucking call out 50 of those people, if not 75. Okay, and we could play 12 games of fucking mixed game poker, and I could play 20,000 hands with all of them. I don't give a fuck. We can play for $1 million. I guarantee you I'll win all the money. Yeah, they put poker players. Oh, well, he's a great no-limit player, so he's one of the best poker players of all time. No, he's one of the best no-limit poker players of all time. Okay? I still think I'm one of the top 20 overall best players in the world. If you take tournaments, mixed games, cash games, no-limit, PLO, how many people in the world you think could play all the games at the level I play at? I don't think there's more than 20. Maybe there's 30 now in the world. Okay, Merry Christmas. Anybody wants to fucking, you could take, I'll take 70 people on the list of the top 100 players of all time. 70. Okay, you could pick, I'll tell you which 70 to pick too. And we could play 12 games and for $1 million and we'll see who wins. That's all. No, poker I'm good at, you know what I mean? And, I used to think I was the stupidest person in the world, but after what I watched with COVID and when I watched how they flipped the narrative and how I watched the sheep that don't even see how nothing has changed with COVID, but all the restrictions have been taken off and they just think, oh, it's time to take the restrictions off. Well, like I said, where are the people that cared about lives 3 months ago? See what I'm saying? So anyway,
right.
So we can talk some more poker and I've been on this for like an hour and a half. Oh, fuck, almost 2 hours. So we're going to wind down a little bit here. Any other questions you got for me, man?
Yeah, poker related. I wanted to ask you, everything, not even just poker related, but everything's going more virtual, these days.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you if you think live poker is kind of on its way out, if you think this next generation...
Nah, live poker will be there. No, live poker is where it's
still
still
it'll be
where it's
around
at.
forever? Do you think it'll ever... I've been in a couple of casinos now where I see, like, you play craps, but, like, the craps table is all, like, computerized. And, every blackjack table has, like, 2 side bets and stuff. Do you ever think they're going to, like, throw that on a poker table in a couple of casinos? Try, like, make it all computerized, try to throw a bunch of side bets and shit? And
I don't think so. They tried to do virtual. They tried to have, back in 2008, 9, they had a 9-handed, what looked like a poker table, and everybody played against each other on virtual, like on a computer screen. And that did not work. It was just a different feel of looking at people. It just didn't work. And I thought it was a good idea when it first came out because no dealers and you get like probably 5x as many hands out, but it just didn't work. People just didn't like it. I don't know how to explain it, but it ended up, I thought it was going to be, I wanted to invest in it. I thought it was the next big thing, but it just didn't work out. So.
What I'm thinking is, like, obviously the older generation ain't going to like it. They've been playing poker forever the same way, and, they're used to what they're used to. But if you train, like, I'm 26, if you train my generation to like that and get used to that, then that's what it's going to look like in 5-10 years,
Yeah. No, I mean, internet poker was good, but, it really, there was a lot of money to be made during COVID, because everybody was playing virtual, but I mean, everybody's flocked back to the casinos. Even my private online game has been struggling because 2 or 3 of our mainstays, one of my friends who works at home, he is kind of quit playing. Another friend in Australia, they opened up all the poker rooms, so he's playing, and he was locked up for like 18 months in Australia, so he played every day. But, I mean, they tried to go for no COVID, 0 COVID for a year and a half. They locked people up in Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, Australia was the worst.
It was Communist 101.
People putting in, yeah.
They were putting people in jail for walking their dogs, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
They
were allowed out of their house for like an hour a day.
An hour a day for 18 weeks they were allowed out of their house. It was pure insanity. And I called it out. I called it out for months, and people are like, "Well, Mike, they're trying to save lives." Oh, wait a minute. Nothing has changed. They got 100,000 cases, new cases a day, or in Australia, or maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's like 30,000 a day, 40,000. Oh, nothing. Now they went from 0 a day. Or remember when they shut down the Australia Open last year because there were 6 new cases in Melbourne? 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Now they got 30, 40, 50,000 cases a day. And it's crickets because it was always about control and power and putting the middle class and the poor people into the poorhouse so they'll vote for the Democrats in the United States, the Democrat, whatever the left is around the world that gives out all the free money and all the free welfare. And the more people you put in the poorhouse, people got to live, man. So you got to do whatever you can to make them live. But how could people not see what they were doing to people was insanity? I mean, nothing has changed. We're talking about 6 weeks later since they didn't remove all the mandates till like 3 days ago, like in New York. I mean, think about that policy. If you're from out of state and you play, you're allowed to play in Brooklyn, but Kyrie can't play as a home person. Think about that. Everybody's allowed to play, no mask for anybody in their arenas, no vaccine mandates anywhere in the arena. Oh, but Kyrie can't play. And now they realize how insane that was. And then now everything's been lifted and he gets to play today. It's the first day he could play, right? But nothing's changed. The same amount of people are dying a day in the United States. I mean, everything I was saying is true. It was always political. It was all about power. I mean, it so upsets me because of the kids in the world. You know, the young kids how they're going to be just destroyed because, like, even this girl I'm dating, her daughter wears a mask. They're scared to die because can you imagine being 10, 11, 12, 13 and worry about dying? I didn't even know I remember my grandfather died at 10 years old. I didn't even know what death was. You know, I'm like, what do you mean he died? And then they're like, he went to heaven and you won't see him anymore. And then I cried or whatever. But I mean, can you imagine these young kids? Like, they have the whole world scared to die. They had everybody in fear. That was all media driven and all politically driven. And it's very sad. I don't even know how to explain it.
Well, the whole point from the beginning was to get you to turn on your fellow man and to be scared of, your friends and neighbors and just.
They were separating people by vaccinated and unvaccinated, where the vaccine did nothing to stop you from getting COVID. I mean, finally the people realized the fucking shit the media was selling was a bunch of crock of shit. That's why they politically fucking took the nosedive. Then they had to get rid of it. They had the midterms coming up. They had to change the fucking narrative. And that's why Ukraine happened. And that's it. It's all political. Yeah, exactly. Everything's political. All right, my man. I'm going to jump on off. I appreciate the call and give me a call. I'll be doing a podcast every week, especially from Austin, Texas. Once I get in there, I'll be doing at least 2 podcasts, April probably 8th and 9th from Austin. So, all right, my man, take care. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. So, that's just a fact, man. What do my boy Brandon and my boy John have to say about how nothing has changed? The same amount of people are dying every day. Oh, we're not killing anybody anymore. No mandates, no masks. What changed today? The same amount of people are dying. Where's the vaccinated people are getting killed by the unvaxxed? All the bullshit they were selling. I mean, you guys think for yourself for a minute. Think of everything I've been saying. Well, everything I always said, everything Jeff Madsen said, everything Al Foxen said, everything Kristen McNell said, it all came to be true. I mean, do you guys really think I'm that stupid? Okay? I do my homework, and I wish everybody on here would do their own homework and understand what's going on in the world and understand that our media is beyond corrupt. So do your own research, look at left-wing media, look at right-wing media, but don't, it's so easy if you're on the right. That's why I called out the propaganda on the left with the Keystone Pipeline, right? I'm going to call it out, I know, or even the other propaganda that, now we're all sufficient on gas for Russia. Well, first of all, we get 3%. That's a lie. It's a right-wing propaganda, Okay, I'm not stupid. I know what propaganda is. So go look for yourself, study for yourself. Go out of your own. It's so easy for confirmation bias. I could just fucking watch Fox News all day or fucking Owen all day, and it's gonna confirm everything that my beliefs are. Or I could watch Fox News, turn on CNN, turn on MSNBC, go to left-wing media outlets online, see what they're saying, go to right-wing media, see what they're saying, and find the truth, okay? That's why I always tell everybody, think for yourself. The media is corrupt. Think for yourself. If you think for yourself, you will find the truth. That's all I can tell you. Think for yourself, you will find the truth. And that's it, man. All right. Well, we're going to be back next week, Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to talk about my week in poker. I'm probably going to have a guest next week, a special guest, a good friend of mine, Josh Aria. I told him I'll have him on next week. He won the best all-around at the World Series of Poker last year. A really good guy. We're going to talk about him, his company that he just opened, Pocket Fives, a staking company. And so I'll have him on next week. We're out of here. Nice 2-hour show. We got a lot to do. I'll be in Austin, Texas, April 9th through 12th for Meetup Games. And we'll be running a tournament for our grand opening at 52 Social. I'll see you guys there. And that's about it. If you want to play my home game, $250 for 200, mouthpoker@yahoo.com. I'm there an hour a day. We'll see you there. We'll see you in Austin. I'll see you next week on the Mouthpiece.
The Mouthpiece.